Well,
It's a
before I say that,
190.
I want to welcome the people to Uncalled For. This is episode. This is the last episode in 2025, and then we will see y'all in 2026. We hope that y'all are having a great holiday season. And it's been pretty cool over here. We just got done. If any of y'all are in fantasy football season, you may have had a championship this past week. In our league, Johnny is actually the champion, so I'll let him have the floor right now.
Feels good. Finally get over the hump. I finished second a lot, and this is the first money league I've won. So, shout out to Bijan. Shout out to Michael Wilson. Shout out Chris Olave. And shout out my guy Harold Fannin, man. Bowling Green. He went down with an injury, but he made sure to give me a 40 some or I think it was 38-yard touchdown, whatever it was. Um,
Some
and
bull.
we were down 38 points going into Monday night against Anthony, and I had Kyron Williams and Bijan, and he had London, and Bijan over 200 yards, unbelievable performance. Kyron had a great game, and Drake London did nothing. So
Talk
hell of a
about
day.
talk about that whole week though. I feel like our matchup was such a roller coaster. So talk about your feelings throughout the whole week. Give them a picture of what was going on in our matchup.
It's been crazy because I've had Bill Krosky Merritt on my team like all year, and I never played him. And then Christmas morning, I wake up, I throw on the game, the pregame, and they're talking about Chris Rodriguez is out. And I'm like, should I play Bill? And I'm like, you know what, man, let's roll. Let's put him in. Bill scores 28 points, 70 some yard touchdown Christmas Day. So that started off great. And then Anthony had a few guys on Christmas Day, Pickens
Yeah,
and Jettas and one other dude, Sutton. They didn't really do much on Christmas.
Pickens too.
And then, yeah, Pickens didn't do much. And then Saturday night, Derrick Henry scores 50 points, 4 touchdowns, and it was just like, oh my god, man! I thought it was over. Like, I just thought it was a wrap. And then Sunday morning, um, the lead. Every time I would check the app, Anthony was up 50, 60. Maybe I would cut the lead to 40, and I'm like, man, it's his. It is what it is. Um, but man, Monday night, last night was crazy, 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 crazy. I was watching it. I didn't want overtime because you never know. He could throw a bomb to Drake London, and then the bonuses kick in, and all of a sudden, who knows? But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker for me for sure. Um, I thought, especially when I started Ramondre Stevenson, and he was going crazy for me. You had Jacoby as well as your quarterback, but I had Trey McBride, so I know that touchdown to Trey McBride, he was kind of like, man, anybody but him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was a good season. I feel like what I like about our league is the disparity of it. I don't know if Miles you won it the first year or the second year, but do you remember Miles which year you won it?
I think that was year one. Yeah, first year.
Yeah, so Miles won it year one, Scoob won it year two, I won it last year, and then Johnny won it this year. So like everybody's getting, everybody's kind of doing their part and winning, and it's not like just one person or another person. So Aaron claims those that are following. Aaron claims that he's retiring. He's retiring. He's hanging it up, but I mean, if he thinks about it, it's his turn next year. So,
It's very
but
true. He's up on the cycle.
yeah, but he know how to mess up the draft, so I ain't really worried about
Yeah.
it. But
Speak.
man, it's been a crazy week. Just throughout a lot, right? Like NFL, you got the you got the NBA with the Christmas. We could talk about that later. First thing I want to talk about with y'all, and I know it's kind of trending, and y'all been talking about it. What's y'all thoughts on Stranger Things?
Good, Miles.
Mid. This season, this season, bro, has kind of been lackluster in my opinion. Just because I feel like the build up of the show has been going on for the last 10 years. We've been trying to figure out, how they're gonna get Vecna, or how like what's the end game here. And I feel like this season has no sense of urgency. Literally, Hawkins just got like pave load in the end of last season by like the upside down or whatever happened. And this season, it's like they didn't even talk about that. It was just like, okay, military's here now. The city's on complete lockdown. We'll just brush over that and get right into the season. So there's a lot of gaps in the storyline, and then also too, like I said, the sense of urgency. Another thing too, I just feel like
Before you continue, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Before you continue, I'm
Go
assuming
ahead.
y'all are all up to date, right? Before
Yeah.
I say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, without any spoilers, it just feels like the acting too is kind of just it's not drawing me in. Like these dudes been acting for 10 years on this show, and I feel like the best acting we got was when they were like like kids basically. So they're not doing not doing this season any justice with the acting as well. But one thing I will say is the storyline. I've been hearing some theories that the storyline does have a curveball in there somewhere, which I hope it is for the sake of the season so they can save it. But overall, man, it's pretty mid so far.
I agree with everything you just said. Like, see the season 4, like it kind of made me forget like how good season 4 was. Like that was one of the best seasons of a TV show I've seen, honestly. And then the way it ended was like a huge cliffhanger. Like, oh shoot, like once season 5 starts, it's about to go down. And then season 5 starts, and it's like, what? And it was just, and then like to Miles' point, I know it's a kids show and it's based on kids or whatever that is. Like the main characters are kids, but the acting has never felt corny until this season. Like I don't know why. Like the show feels corny right now, and I don't know why. Um, I, the storyline is kind of bounces around. Like every episode, it seems like they're always grouped up, like going over these new plans of like, and it's just I don't know, man. It feels like they're just trying to do a little bit of everything instead of like focusing on just one main storyline. And then I don't know, man. Just it seems like they tried to add in too many like emotional scenes this season for no reason, like which isn't the reason that this show became so popular. Like it was a fun show to watch. It was entertaining, all that type of stuff. And then they're trying to add in this like emotional aspect to it, and it's just turning a lot of people off, including myself.
Yeah. I would say like my thoughts. I actually like the first section of it, right? Especially like the where they ended it off, where Will just utilizing his powers and stuff. Like I thought that was a cold ass scene where they had him like go off on those Demogorgons and everything. I agree with y'all where like it's kind of underwhelming, but I think it's also like the thought of like it's probably just tough. Like this is like another show where like the last season is just kind of underwhelming. Like I don't know if y'all are into Game of Thrones, but that season was underwhelming. If you even look into like Marvel Endgame, like that movie compared to the other ones just wasn't like to me it didn't really fit the mold. I know Snowfall got a little bit of flack just how it ends, but I think it's a testament to like kind of see like okay we kind of already put everything out there, so it's like shout out to the shows that know how to end a show or a movie or a sequel right, because like it kind of tells me like it's hard to end shows and it's hard to like get in or put in like new quirks in there where it would keep the fans going. But I mean, with that being said, like what's y'all I feel like somebody needs to die. I feel like not enough people died as well, where it's like you get all the main characters. Okay, Eddie died, but he was really like a side character, whatever, right? Some other people died, like whoever Nancy's best friend was, she died, but it's like nobody give a damn about her. Like these are characters you don't really give a damn about, and like you haven't really invested in because they only have a short stint. So I think that's another deal where with Stranger Things, yes, like I think the characters are great and it kind of like balance off each other, but it's like nobody important died, so it's like it's hard. I feel like good shows have that type of capability as like we got to X a character off that people's going to care about and is going to draw people in more. So, but do y'all think somebody's going?
I agree with that.
Y'all think anybody's going to die in this last? I think the episode released tomorrow around 7, 8 Eastern or something like that. Obviously, there's talks of 11 with her sister talking about, hey, we kind of like gotta stay where we at when we end Vecna. Do y'all have any predictions on how the show's gonna go?
I think it's gonna be 11 and Vecna at the end. I think it's just gonna end like a happy type of ending, right? They're gonna kill Vecna. I think that's what is gonna happen. I would love to see Vecna wipe all these cats out and just like, man, it's one of those curveballs. Like, oh shit, and then it ends like that. Like, if they really want to get people talking, they should do that. But it's gonna be like a happily ever after type thing. It's weird because they got Nancy shooting like military grade weapons going against all them cops and stuff like, and I'm like, what is going on right now, bro? Like, so I think they're gonna have her like kill. I mean, I think it's gonna be really bad the way it's gonna happen. But I think at the end it's gonna be 11 killing off Vecna for good.
I think I personally think that they're gonna kill off Steve. Just because I feel like there was a dialogue between him and Dustin in the show, talk about how Dustin didn't want to lose any more best friends, and I feel like the show threw that in there just to be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna kill this guy off, just a little precursor. So I feel like that's gonna be something to see, to look forward to in the last episode. But then again, I don't know. In this show, they kill off people and they bring them back because I feel like they killed off
Dr.
Max. They killed her off. They killed off the redhead girl last season. And they literally 11 just brought her back to life. So it's like the plot armor around this show is absolutely it's low key disgusting actually.
I mean, they didn't technically kill Max. Like she did
her heart stopped beating. Her heart 11 brought her back to life. In the episode, I forget what happened, but she had brought her back to life. She was like, I can't lose my friends or something like that, something crazy. But the reason I say that is I just don't feel like, even if they do die, I feel like there's going to be some reason, some way they're going to write them back onto the show, and they're just going to pop up out of nowhere and just be like, hey, yeah, it was a crazy ride. I don't know how I made it back. But, I definitely think Steve is going to be the one to go for sure. Maybe 11 we'll see. Definitely her sister going to go for sure. Hop was talking about he wanted to off himself with Vecna, so he might take an L.
That bomb was crazy. Now I agree with because Dr. Brenner, I feel like he got killed like season 1, and then he popped back up like 3 or 4. So that was, but I think it might be I think 11 and Will are kind of going to go hand in hand battling Vecna. 11 will, and we'll see what the sister is. Obviously, Hop showed that he didn't trust her, and me and my girl watching, my girl's like, she don't trust her as well. So we'll see what side she's on when the show comes out. But I think there's a chance, like, not even, I was going to say Will, but Mike. Like how Mike is the one that kind of keeps the group together and everything, and you got somebody at 11 that likes Mike, and you got somebody like Will that likes Mike. So I do think Mike might put himself in a position where like he's vulnerable, and they kill Mike at the end. I think if anybody dies, it'll be Mike, just because he's the glue of it all. And if they do that, I think it'll make the show better. Like I said, you gotta off one of these main characters because like you can't just always be a happy ending, but it could very much so be.
Man, I just got to talk about it, man. That scene with Will, bro. Like, I don't mind him, coming out and letting the team know, but I feel like it literally in the process of the show, they only have like 24 hours to like basically figure out how they're gonna kill Vecna, because this is like the last day, and you spend like 10 minutes worth of the episode, which is probably like 3 hours in their realm or whatever, like talking about how like you like all your like just letting yourself out. I
You
feel
like
like
that?
that just gives me, you know what I mean, that it just takes away from the show and the urgency of it, bro. I feel like that could have been written so much better. But I say that in, I feel like, how I guess in the episode I want to say Will got tortured by Vecna or whatever, and he found out that he was gay, so he's gonna use that against him. I feel like in that scene he was being used by Vecna. There's a theory that they're saying he only said that because Vecna kind of was like in his mind using him again, like whatever, because he said he wanted to use him as a spy one last time. So I don't know how it will work exactly, but just saying there is a theory going out there that that scene only happened because Vecna was pulling the string. So it would make sense because it just felt so oddly timed. Like I feel like that's something at the end of the show when everybody wins, like he'll bring that up and be like, "Yeah, this is who I am," and we ride off into the sunset or whatever. But
I
that,
mean, but he also just brought it up in the show too. Like he said it. He said he was saying it because Vecna was going to bring it up anyway, or Vecna was going to use it one way or the other. So I don't think it's necessarily a theory because Will brought it up when he was expressing it to them. I know that's getting a lot of flack online, but the scene that I was most annoyed with is when Max and Holly were about to exit the Upside Down, and they had like a whole spiel of like you got to find who you are and things like. And I get it, like she's inspiring her and whatnot, but it's like, girl, if you don't run, like nobody doing all this.
Man, that's the unnecessary stuff I'm talking about. And then another scene is when Nancy and Jonathan break up. Like, what was that? Like,
The
it didn't make any
unproposal.
sense. The only proposal, like, bro, like, what are we doing? Like, there's so much other stuff that they could be doing, like, that'll be good for the plot, and they're just wasting time on bullshit. Like, I mean,
and they
I'm
never
not like
explained what that was either. The goo was.
that's what I'm saying.
They
Yeah,
never.
to me, it just feels like they're checking off boxes of like, all right, we did this, just checking boxes off,
Yeah.
which a lot of these shows do now.
I think another piece of it, like since their budget, I think they have like a $5 million budget. So it's like we kind of just need these fillers here and there, right? Because if they create new things, it's like it's potential for new seasons. So that's why I was like, I kind of get it because I've seen it in other shows that are great, and I don't know if y'all like the example I brought up, Game of Thrones and all those other shows, and it could have been like different circumstances, sure, but there is even Prison Break. Like, and I know Prison Break is not on like the caliber of these other shows, but you know, just trying to continue that on, like you got to break out of prison every season. Like, so I that's where I kind of give the benefit of the doubt because it's hard to see good shows end well or how we would like to see it. So I don't know if y'all have any good examples of shows that y'all seen like, damn, that was a great from beginning to end, but it's hard for me to think about some.
I think about The Sopranos. I don't know if y'all ever watched The Sopranos, but that's one of my favorite shows. And then the ending of it was literally Tony Soprano dying, and allegedly, there's a lot of theories out there, but the last scene it just goes black because they give the inclination that he just got shot and killed. Right? Show's over. All right. Hey, like there's no cliff. Like I mean, yeah, there's a cliffhanger, but like, you know, there's no like, well, the show could go here or there. Like, no, show's over. So I think
Bada
that's
bing, bada boom.
yeah, man. That's if y'all haven't seen that show, I highly recommend it. I love that show.
I was I watched probably like 3 seasons into it, but I was like, man, it was cool to start, but I was like, I guess it just wasn't enough for me to like
Mm.
continue on with it. I was into it, and I get the gist. I get why people was enjoying it. But I was like, I don't know. I just can't. You know, I'm not gonna continue. Maybe I kind of go back on the trail of watching it again, but yeah, I was into it for a little bit.
Yeah. I just think like
That's tough.
investing in the characters and like that's what really gets you into those type of shows. Like Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, like there were so many characters that people like loved, you know, like Jon Snow, the Lannisters, all that stuff. Like that aspect of shows like is very important.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, when is House of Dragons coming back out?
I think
Because they ended it off with a big ass cliffhanger.
I still need to finish that, but
Alright,
sometime I saw it sometime this coming near year 26.
Right in the fall or something.
They had a new Game of Thrones spinoff coming out like in January. It was like a night or something like that.
Mm.
I forget what it's. I don't forget, but yeah, let's get into what we usually get into, man. What was jumping out to y'all this weekend, this week? I labeled this episode 0 for 2 for the Diggs family. That's kind of crazy.
On the field, love him. Off the field, brother, motherfucker been a red flag since he joined the team, bro. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Especially around playoff time. It's bad. It's bad. And looking at the details of the case, I sent y'all some earlier, but just the dialogue that the defendant gave to the police, yeah, it don't look pretty, bro. I don't know, we don't know if there's any evidence behind it, but it just doesn't look pretty. Like you don't choke your cook, your female cook over some pay, like bro, there's litigation. You can handle that through the court system, but if you felt like you need to put hands on her, bro, you're out of your mind. See CTE creeping in then quicker than we think, and then Cardi B's trying to pay her off, and then it just looks so bad on paper. Apparently, the Patriots organization knew about it, so I mean that's a plus. But I don't know what the end game is here, man. Especially before playoffs, it's just a bad look.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things these players do that the organization know about, and nobody else would. So, and it could go from professional to college. Like, there's a lot of things that happen out there that does not get public. But the organization tried to. They, depending on who it is, they try to be proactive about it. They try to, do what they got to do to try to help minimize the what should I say? Minimize the consequence.
I just think it's all bad.
I
It's all
absolutely,
bad.
I absolutely believe that the organization knew about it. And it's crazy that like imagine being like one of their parents right now. I know their mom is big in their lives and things like that, but to have one son have charges and the other get released, it's like, and I'm sure Trayvon's going to be okay, but it's like, man, it's just not a good day.
Nah, Trayvon will be fine. I'm sure there's some guaranteed money in that contract he signed. He'll be okay. Steph, I don't know, man. That's not good. That's not good, and especially if it happened however long ago, and now it's coming to light. I mean, y'all know how the public is, especially when it comes to this stuff. Like, it just reminds me of the Ray Rice thing. Not this. It's not the same, but like, I remember when the Ray Rice thing first came out, and there was no video, but it was just like all that stuff. And they suspended him for 2 games, and then the video comes out, and then they were like, "Oh wow, this is actually pretty bad." So he never played another down. So, I mean, like this. I mean, I don't know. Do you categorize this as domestic violence? Probably, right? Like it should never be taken lightly, and I don't think he should play until it all gets settled, or you just can't risk that.
I mean, you when you say I don't know he should play, do you think the Patriots should take initiative, or you should allow the NFL to say, hey, he should not be playing?
I think it should come from both. Like I think Patriots should say, "Hey, this is going on. Take the time, go handle this," you know. And then I think the NFL should also be saying the same thing. Now, obviously, like I haven't looked way too much into it. It just sounds like these are allegations. Like he hasn't actually been charged with this or anything like that. So at the same time, I'm not like you're obviously innocent until proven guilty. So it's kind of just this rocky area of, I don't know. It's weird because let's say they let him play with all this coming out, and then more details come out, or maybe a video comes out, or whatever it is, and it's like really, really bad. And it's just, I mean, it's the Patriots organization now that's got their name attached to it.
Yeah, I think Robert got to get ahead of this. You suspend him. I say you don't let him play last game of the season, right? But when it comes to playoff time, you got to do the right thing here because the backlash could be pretty bad if you don't handle these situations correctly. But the Patriots are already down a receiver and Mac Hollins, so then you lose your number one receiver is Stephon Diggs. Then you're kind of down to Pop Douglas, Efton Chisholm,
Booty is
freaking
hurt,
Kayshon
right?
Booty. Kayshon Booty,
Yeah.
Kayshawn's hurt right now.
So it's
I think
like
he played last game.
And this
Yeah.
is a lot of this is and it's crazy how the timing's working, right? Because it feels the beginning of the season, they'll probably make the decision, right away. Obviously, they already had that video of him on the boat and things like that. And there was whatever, we're okay with it, right? But it's kind of like now it's like, shoot, and I'm not saying this. I'm just saying this is the thought process, right? It's like, well, maybe we should just wait for the NFL because playoffs about to come around. We actually have a real shot in the AFC, and we have multiple receivers down. So, right? There's going to be a thought process of a business decision, and this is what happens in this type of world because they're looking for like, okay, we're trying to win, right? At the end of the day, Diggs on the field and Diggs without the or off the field, there's a big difference. So, do we kind of? I mean, you can't brush it under the rug because it's out, right? And that's why I feel like the Patriots organization knew about this, and now that it became public, they're kind of like, oh shoot, okay, now we got to cooperate. But if the Patriots really felt like it was an issue, I feel like they would have been acted on it, right? They wouldn't have waited till the public was here. Maybe they would have just said, "Hey, we're going to do a suspension. We're not going to say why, but let's say we're going to say due to team policy or whatnot." So that kind of gives me the thought that the Patriots kind of like, you know what? We're not going to control whether you get suspended or not, but the NFL finds out, we got our hands tied. We can't do nothing. So it's
Right.
you hate to see that in such a world like this, like, and when things get public, like people kind of brush things under the rug. And like I said, like I've seen it. I haven't been through it, but I've seen people go through it where it's kind of like there's stories you don't hear, right? And we will never know, but I guarantee you the organization knows about it.
I mean, the Patriots' whole MO is no one's bigger than the team. And I feel like this is going to come back. It's going to have to be you got to put Diggs in check. I mean, like you said, he already had the powder on the boat situation. I mean, Cardi B and that whole fiasco. I mean, it hasn't been anything crazy, but the baby mama situation. I mean, he's a rock star. We knew that when we was getting him, but after a certain point, you got to say enough is enough. Not saying that we let him go, we cut him immediately, but you gotta put your foot down because that's not the Patriot way. Unfortunately, I wish we could let him walk, but can't. I'm hoping that this gets resolved quickly so that we can move on with our playoff run and have him back, hopefully by the AFC Championship. But if we're blessed to make it that far,
Have them back.
but have him back, man. But yeah,
I know he needs 8 catches to hit his $250,000 bonus. I know he wants to play this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
shit.
Absolutely. We were talking about it a little bit. On Christmas Day, I obviously you had both leagues going at it, right? You had the NBA going at it, you had the NFL going at it. NFL had three matchups, two on Netflix, one on Prime. The NBA was on ESPN and ABC all day. Do y'all feel like that's yeah? As we've been growing up, all we've known, especially for NBA, right? Thanksgiving was kind of NFL, do your thing, and then NBA was Christmas, right? And I feel like the NBA did a good job promoting games with the commercials and things like that. But do y'all feel like it's kind of tipping over to NFL Day when it comes to Christmas? Well, how y'all feel about NFL versus NBA when it comes to Christmas?
It's funny you mentioned that because this is the first year like I really realized like, damn, Christmas used to be the NBA's day. Now it's like football, you know. So like NFL is king. Doesn't matter. They'll capitalize off any holiday if they could. And like you saw it this week or last week, like it was three very mid, like not exciting matchups. But I mean,
You
I
talk about
watched all of
NFL?
them. Yeah, NFL. I watched all of them, and fantasy championships are going on. Everybody's invested in it. I think they have that element to it to where it's like NBA really can't hold water to it on Christmas Day. Now, I think Christmas Day should go back to the NBA because like it was special. Like that was like the unofficial start of the season for some NBA fans. Like that was the first day you started really tuning into the NBA, seeing what's going on. Okay, we got some big matchups. It used to be Cavs, Warriors, or big games, Lakers, Celtics, whatever it was. Like the Knicks would always play on Christmas morning, and then teams would have like Christmas jerseys. All this like it meant something. Now it's just like, oh yeah, throw that game on real quick. Let's see what's going on. And like NFL, like when in a few years, maybe I don't know when, but Christmas is gonna fall on like a Wednesday or a Tuesday. Like, is the NFL gonna make their games on those days? I'm sure they will, but like, it's not right, and I don't like it. And I know those coaches and players don't like it, but give the NBA Christmas Day back, man.
One thing I will say is if the NFL really wants to take over on Christmas, bring Christmas jerseys to the NFL. I feel like that would be a game changer and market it right. If they could do those things, I think Christmas for the NFL definitely could take over. But for the NBA, I think they need to get back to that as well. I mean, Christmas was so special because they had the Christmas Day jersey reveal when they had the. I mean, we all remember the commercial with the 3-point shooting commercial with KD, Steph, Bron, all the superstars of the game. They need more advertisement like that to kind of draw that excitement back to the game. Like Johnny was saying, I feel like a lot. I think we had this conversation earlier on the pod a lot long episodes ago, but basically the NBA's players today, yeah, they're not as marketable as they were before, and I don't necessarily think that's 100% true, but there is some truthism to it because these guys aren't really. Maybe it's just the new generations isn't watching basketball that like watching it live as much. Maybe they're just catching the highlights on TikTok and whatnot and going on YouTube, but it's just not it doesn't have the same, lack of better words, magic that it had before when we were younger. So I just feel like these guys aren't really, not that they're not getting the job done selling out stadiums, they are, but just being household names and being something that you want to tune in to watch.
I'm glad you brought that up, Miles, because like once again, you hear so much about the NBA Cup. You hear so much about that, but we don't hear about the finals as much. We don't hear about the playoffs as much. You don't hear about the Christmas games as much. But the NBA Cup, we going to prioritize. What have I been listening to for the last 3 months when I turn on my Fire Stick? On Prime Video, we got this matchup Thursday night. Like the NFL is on that, right? And I get it, right? I'm not watching live TV much. I'm not watching all these commercials, but the NFL is adjusting. Like Johnny said, with the fantasy coming up, like I didn't think about that with the fantasy championship. like more people are going to want to tune in to certain games just because they have one player playing on that team that could potentially bring them money. So I just think like the NFL is just so smart and they are evolving while the NBA is kind of like you have so many guys, you have so much talent. There's not, even though the Thunder are rolling and things like that, like there's not repeated champions, right? Where you're in such a situation it's like anybody could win it. Like Jokic could go win it with the Nuggets, Wemby could win it, Shea could win it again. Maybe LeBron and Luka figure it out. Cade Cunningham has came out and start, exploiting himself. So it's 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 anybody's game in the NBA, but they're doing such a poor job. Like somebody said in another group message, like Christmas used to mean something within the NBA, and now it was just like another game. I think one big mistake, and I get this guy is not marketable or anything like, or let me not, he's not as sexy to market as the other players, but for Jokic to play at the last game is disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. This is your best player. When have you ever seen the best player in the NBA play the early game or the last game on Christmas? Kobe, that never fly with Kobe. It never fly with LeBron, Steph, KD. So why are you putting Jokic at the last slot? And that was the best game of the day. That was the best game of the day. Anthony Edwards came out balling. Jokic had a 50-point triple double. Like he went crazy. But a lot of people asleep. This is your last game of the day. Like so once again, they got to do a better job marketing, not only marketing the league, but marketing its best player. Like you got to find a way to make Jokic the face of the NBA because if y'all do so, like I feel like it would help out because like he is producing the way that not a lot of people are. Like I feel like Jokic is not getting a lot of love unless you really pay attention to basketball, but he doesn't get a lot of love as he could be because they don't market him as much. And he's a quiet guy. You don't really need to talk. Like he's like Tim Duncan, right? Like you don't really need to talk about me or whatnot, but I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna kill these fools and I'm gonna go back home. So yeah, NBA need to figure that out.
It's interesting because, like, I think there are dudes that could be marketed in the NBA, like Anthony Edwards, Jokic, even Steph still, Luca. Like, you got some real, like, ballers that could be marketed. I just think, like, the impact of social media now, like, you think back to, like, Kobe, LeBron in his early days, Dirk, Duncan, all these dudes, like, these dudes were like giants to us because the only time we saw them was on the TV or in the newspapers or online, like reading an article or whatever. Like we did not see their lives, like literally. We didn't know whoever had this many baby mamas, all this type of stuff. This dude's getting into this trouble outside. Like we were not exposed to that. Like I feel like we know too much about these athletes' lives to where it makes it like it's just not special when we see them or like when they're on TV. Like I don't know if that makes sense, um, but that's just kind of how I feel with today's athletes, and I'm sure that's probably how the younger generation feels too. Like if when we were kids, if we saw someone in public like a professional athlete, it was like holy shit, there's such and such. Like I don't feel like there's that kind of aura about these athletes today. Maybe the top guys, but I mean, it's just strange.
Our kids will start talking trash to him, talking
Right?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that. That's a true point.
Yeah. Man, but speaking of Christmas game, it was a big topic. It's crazy how much it was talked about. Maybe it's not crazy, but y'all feel like Travis Kelsey played his last game in Arrowhead?
Yeah.
Yeah, time to wrap it up, Travis. Ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
How did he look? I didn't catch that game. How did he look?
I mean, he didn't have the best quarterback. It was down to their third string, so it wasn't really.
5 for 36. Yikes. I mean, like you said, third string
Is that
QB.
was that
I
his
thought
stat
you
line?
said, I thought that was the QB numbers. That was 5.
Oh no, I was like, is that what you went? I was like,
No. The quarterback went 13 for 13, 22, so 13 passes, right? For 66
Yeah.
yards. That's nasty. And
You only
Travis Kelce
completed
had
for
36.
66 yards.
Yes.
And it was some bad.
Travis-
It was some bad matchups. It was like Dak versus who did Washington have?
Washington
Josh
played
Johnson.
the Cowboy. Oh, yeah, tripping.
Who they had at QB?
Josh
Josh
Johnson.
Yeah, Josh Johnson, and then you had the Chief QB versus Bo Nix, and then you had Jared Goff versus Brosmer. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta watch this guy throw it to Jettas for the fantasy championship.
The championship.
I'm cooked.
Man, hey, you should have never drafted him. I'm telling you. But,
Isn't it crazy though? Both 1 seeds are out of the playoffs. Last year's 1 seeds, Chiefs and the Lions both out.
yeah, it's a new era in the league.
I'm next week or the next time I'm on. I don't think I'm gonna make it next week. Next time I'm on, I'm gonna see like who got the divisions all lined up with our predictions. Because I could look at it now. I could see who's close. But
Damn, good thing we did that. I definitely stopped keeping track of the weekly.
My MVP and my what was it? My breakout player of the year, way off. I said Marvin Harrison.
I said Norman Smith.
North.
Saying it out on purpose. So breakout NFL player. We'll actually go through that. I said Nolan Smith. Miles, you said Drake May. That was a good. That was a hit. Scoop said Jalen Warren, which I would say like yeah. I feel like that's respect. Good. Johnny said Marvin Harrison. I mean, I think he just didn't catch a break, especially with injuries. Bryce Young, Aaron said Bryce Young, and then Zach said Michael Penix. I feel like Bryce Young is kind of in the same like Jalen Warren, where it's like you can give him the benefit of the doubt for breaking out. The CFP Cinderellas. I got Texas Tech. Hey, I'm not saying I'm an elite ball knower, but hey, Miles got South Carolina. School got USC, Georgia Tech. Johnny said Georgia Tech. Aaron said Oregon State. Zach said Colorado. And then for MVP, I think we're all off. I said Burrow. Miles said Jaden Daniels. Scoob said Saquon. Johnny also said Burrow. And Zach and Aaron said Lamar. So we didn't have the best predictions when it came to the breakout players and teams, but division, AFC North is not looking well. It's close.
Wait, we did Super Bowl predictions, right?
Oh yeah, we did do Super Bowl predictions. Super Bowl predictions. I said Niners over Ravens. I got a chance at the winner. Miles said Ravens over Eagles. Scoob said Steelers over Packers. It's still got a chance. Johnny said Eagles over Bills. Still got a chance. Still alive. Aaron said 49ers over Chiefs. The winner is still alive. And Zach said Eagles over Chiefs. So, there's somebody, everybody's not fully out, but there's some teams out there for sure.
Pats Nation. I'm sorry, I didn't think we'd do this good this season because Ravens Eagles Super Bowl sounds so far fetched. Like now, it just sounds kind of far fetched. I mean, Eagles could have a chance, but they just don't seem like the.
I mean, Ravens still got a chance.
They're true.
Even
they got to win out though, don't they?
I mean, they're playing the Steelers Sunday night for.
Ravens got to win.
Yeah. So it's crazy how you have three. They got three. I hate that the Niners game is on Saturday, and they're showing the Steelers and the Ravens on Sunday night. I feel like the sexy pick would have been Niners Seahawks for Sunday night, but hey, NFL they've been doing a great job so far. So, but you got the Bucks and the Panthers for the NFC South. You got the Niners and the Seahawks for the Niners and the Seahawks for the number 1 seed, and then you got the Steelers and the Ravens for the AFC North. So the NFL knew what they was doing, man. They scheduled a couple of games late And then obviously the AFC kind of got to figure its way out. I feel like the NFC is kind of solid a little bit with what they haven't. But just those three games right there, who are y'all predicting to win? We'll start with the Panthers and the Bucks first.
Ooh. This is
That's
the
tough.
Bucks. The Bucks have been playing
And they're
so
playing in
bad.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, honestly, it might not even matter if Atlanta wins. It doesn't even matter because
You're right.
Carolina gets in no matter what if Atlanta wins. So
Let's say the Saints, and that game doesn't happen yet till Sunday.
right,
But let's say the Saints win, right? So it's
Right.
ultimately up to them to whoever wins.
Tyler Shuck, who getting shucked tonight? Give me Tampa Bay. I'll take Tampa Bay.
Yeah, give me the Panthers, man. I think the Panthers are a sneaky team. I'm not gonna lie, they are a sneaky team, especially defensively. I think that's one of the most underrated defenses in the NFL right now. But yeah, give me the Panthers.
I don't think the Panthers are sneaky, but I do think the Bucks are dismantling crazy, like from the head coach and him calling out the team, which is good at times, but he got to do it repeatedly. Once you do it repeatedly, it's kind of like, okay, like the signs are there. So I think the Panthers will win. I think they're going to host their first playoff game in a while, and then they're going to get maxed out to whoever they host.
I'll have to meet back up in Charlotte, Anthony.
Nah, man, I'm good here. So next matchup on Saturday night, you got the Seahawks visiting Levi's. Who y'all got winning that matchup?
I'll go with the Niners, man. Niners are playing really good. Purdy is unbelievable right now. I mean, I can't say anything bad about him, to be quite honest with you. And he seems like he's just in the zone. And even when they had Kittle out last week, I think he's really good. He's a really good second tight end to have. And then I love what they do with Juszczyk. All the motions they do with him it just makes it so hard on the defense. You can't get a tell on what they're running, and then obviously they got CMC. Like everything they do on offense is just like it spins the defense in circles. So give me San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Niners on this one. I got called out because I don't show the Niners enough love. So you know what? I'm gonna show the Niners love, man. I definitely think they got the Seahawks. Just the Niners defense, bro. The league fucked up letting Salah go back to San Francisco because that man is a mad hatter when it comes to defense, bro. So many injuries. You know, you lose your best player in Fred Warner. You lose your best edge rusher, Joey Bosa. I'm sure there's more guys that are out that, Anthony, you can name, but just the fact that they're still finding ways and guys are stepping up and making plays happen is just incredible to me. And yeah, that's why I got to pick them for that matchup. It's the Seahawks.
Yeah. I mean, y'all know who I'm going with. I will say this, though, man. My biggest concern is our defense. Our defense is not looking good right now. And this is 4 consecutive games, right? Or 3 consecutive games. We didn't look good against Cam Ward. We didn't look good against Old Man Philip, and we didn't look good. I mean, Bears are great offense, but they were still missing some pieces as well. So it was kind of like, man, like we can't stop a cold right now. And shout out to the defense for making a stop when we mostly need it. But man, I can't go into the playoffs saying I'm confident that we're going to beat this team. We're going to beat that team unless they have a poor offense. And I don't think there's a poor enough offense in the NFC right now for me to have that confidence. So we really need to win this game because it will be a lose-lose. And why? I mean, we'll still be in the playoff, but why will it be a lose-lose? Because somebody always get hurt, right? So if we don't win this NFC, if we don't win the bye week, we can't get that extra week of rest, and we got to follow up and travel somewhere, most likely to the NFC South division winner. But that's that's where we're at, man. Like we have to hope that our offense scores every drive, or we may not have a chance. So, like you said, Brock is playing like the Brock that we've seen, that we advocated for. I know that there's a lot of times that Brock look off, but I love his play. I love Shanahan's play calling right now. I love that we went down Trent Williams and our O line was still able to get the job done. I actually think CMC has better burst now than he did in the beginning of the season. So the way that the escapability that he has and the agility that CNC had, there's been a lot of times he's been contacted at the line of scrimmage or before the line of scrimmage, and he found positive yards. Like I am very confident that our offense is going to show up, no doubt about it. But I'm a big believer that like your defense got to be up to par for you to have a chance when it comes to playoffs. So with that being said, we're going to beat the Seahawks. I feel like Sam Darnold's going to give us a couple of gimmies. I do think our offense will be stalemated a couple of times against that Seahawks defense. I do respect the Seahawks defense a lot, but I'm not really confident that, especially seeing the Seahawks versus the Panthers. I know in the second half they took care of business, but that first half they did not look good. So give me the Niners. Last matchup, you got Baltimore traveling to the Berg with, I don't know if Lamar's playing or not. I don't know if it matters, but who y'all have in that matchup?
Give me Pittsburgh. Give me Pittsburgh. Yeah, but if they can't stop Derrick Henry, then it's wraps. But
That's the thing. If Derrick Henry runs like he ran on Green Bay, you're not gonna beat them. I don't care who's playing quarterback. And honestly, I don't even want to go there. But with Tyler Huntley at quarterback, they have to run the ball. Like that has to be their offense. And I said it last show. Like Todd Monken, their OC, gets past Happy. You can't when you have Huntley at quarterback. And I mean, shit, Huntley had a great game. Like,
He did.
but the flow of the offense was so just. I mean, Derrick Henry was unbelievable Saturday night against Green Bay. And if they could do that again, I mean, I don't know who can beat them, to be quite honest with you. And obviously, Green Bay wasn't on full tilt offensively. So, was it a true matchup? I don't know. But I think it'll be enough to beat Pittsburgh. So I'm going to take Baltimore in this game. And they're going to shock the nation and win the division.
Is that shocking the nation? Oh man, I do like the home field advantage that Pittsburgh has. One thing about Pittsburgh, they always play the Ravens tough, right? They beat the Ravens earlier, and this is with Lamar playing. And it's just one of those games where it's like, man, I know I know there's not any Baltimore fan out there like feeling ease right now. There's probably not any Pittsburgh fan out there feeling ease as well, right? But the fact that Baltimore has a chance, they still have life. I think if Pittsburgh would have DK, I would or no hesitation would have went with Pittsburgh, right? If they would have had Watt, no hesitation, Pittsburgh. But the fact that they don't have those two guys, and you could see how much Rodgers struggled with no true passing option. And with that being said, I got to go Baltimore. I think just that win uplifted their spirits a little bit. And that loss to Pittsburgh, that loss to Cleveland kind of diminishes the Steelers spirit, and we gotta keep the streak going of the Steelers going 9-8. They gotta be they gotta keep going, right? They can't win 10 games. You gotta just win 9. So I'm gonna go Baltimore, but I think it will be a good game.
It always is. It always is. I want to go back to your point when Trent Williams got hurt for the Niners, left tackle. The Rams left tackle was injured last night, and they had a backup in. Their backup cost them the game. Literally lost them the game. going from the first quarter, he didn't block the DN who spiked inside on a 4th and 1, and they smoked Kyron Williams. Didn't get any points there. They had a deep shot before the half that they completed to like the 2-yard line. He got called for illegal formation. He was too far in the backfield. The touchdown to Puka, he got called for holding. He got called for like a couple false starts. So like for the Niners to have their guy go down and then not miss a beat is like unbelievable. So I wanted to touch on that too. So
We got a couple
Rams
of
couldn't
comments on
stop
here.
him. Cold.
Somebody, Deuce Too Tough, appreciate you commenting. He said Ravens getting the dub. And then A
my
Short,
nephew,
that's
Lil Dre.
Aaron's okay, shout out Dre. Yes, sir. And then Aaron, he said, yeah. Talk about the trash ass SEC conference. Man, speaking of CFP starting tomorrow, or continuing tomorrow. Who are y'all, and we won't go game by game or anything unless I want to, but who are y'all rooting for to win the national championship?
Sorry, I really don't got a dog in the fight, but
Or if you're not rooting for anybody, who's your prediction?
give me. Damn. Man, it's rough, but give me Bama, man. Or actually, give me Georgia. Excuse me. Give me Georgia. Give me Georgia, man.
Georgia. I would like to see Oregon win. I would also like to see Indiana win. One of those two I'm fine with. And the future Raiders quarterback is on Indiana. So I would like to see him go all the way and get it done. I'll be watching them real close.
You
It's
think
tough,
that's what y'all
man.
choosing?
It's like you have Ohio State, who you just can't bet against. They have the best defense in the country. But then, like, Alabama could beat anybody. Georgia could beat anybody. Like, you know what I do wish? I wish the college football playoff had home games all the way up until the national championship. Like, instead of going to these neutral sites for these bowl games, like, I wish this weekend, like, Indiana got to host a playoff game. Ohio State, Georgia, I wish, like, you had to go into those places and play them,
Kind of like the NFL.
That would be cool to see. Yeah. Because, like, the first round, right, they get to host a playoff game. And I think, like, those atmospheres, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, like, those atmospheres were crazy. If we got to see that on a grander scale of Georgia, Indiana, right, Ohio State, like, I think it would be for great TV. So, but
I think it's a double-edged sword there. Obviously, it's neutral sites because Cotton Bowl and Fiesta Bowl, they all need their money. But like Texas A&M, I know they wish they had that bye and play in a neutral site other than hosting a home game. And I know that's not fully the point there, but I do think it's like, man, something being a bye or getting a bye as a top seed, like something gets taken away with not hosting and seeing our fans go crazy and having that home field advantage. So I get that there.
yeah.
And my answer to my question may surprise y'all because I'm so heavily SEC, but I do want to see a team like Indiana win, just because like in all of my life, I've never heard any good things about Indiana football, right? And this is kind of like an NCAA, like when you start a dynasty up at NCAA and you just make a mid-team good for years, right? And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but like Kirk Cignetti, he's done it once, and he showed that it's not a fluke. So I really respect that. So I do want to see Indiana pull it off. I think it is a tall task, starting with Alabama, but I think they can do it. Now, are they my prediction? I don't know if I have a prediction. I gotta see it game by game, but just for the sake of conversation, F it. I'm gonna predict Indiana win the whole thing. I want them to win. I'll be cheering for them, but I think it's a tall task, but I think Kirk Signetti got something up his sleeve where once again they went to Oregon. They had a bunch of tests and trials enough for them to win, right? They went to Oregon, won in a hostile environment. Nobody's counting them to win against Ohio State. They beat Ohio State. So they got the number one seed. Now let's see what they do with it.
That's funny you say that about Indiana. Like Indiana never had respect before Signetti got there, right? So funny story. I'm at Bowling Green. I'm a quality control assistant, and we're recruiting the transfer portal uh, the summer before the season starts. This was going into Signetti's first season there. He just came from JMU, right? Indiana's just this dumpster fire. They always have been. And there's this nickel from Arizona who's visiting Indiana. And us at Bowling Green, we're like, oh, it's Indiana. Like, we can compete with them. We can go get them. I get tasked with the job. Now, Bloomington, Indiana was about 4 hours from Bowling Green, Ohio. Makes no sense to fly the kid to Detroit, Michigan, and then we go, like, just makes no sense. So I got tasked with having to drive all the way to Bloomington, Indiana, pick this kid up and his family. They were phenomenal people. They were awesome. 4 hours there, 4 hours back. A lot of great conversation, all this stuff. Uh, Great visit with the kid, all this stuff. And we're at Bowling Green. We think we're about to snag this kid in a recruiting battle against Indiana. In the end of it, he commits to Indiana. And I remember one of our position coaches talking to him like, that's okay, man. You can go to Indiana and win 4 games a year. That's fine, And then come to find out, they they go to the college football playoff last year, and then this year they're number one. That's
Right.
just like that's what people thought of Indiana though 2 years ago. Like it was not seen as like this Big Ten school, all that type of stuff. And to see where they're at now, they're the number one team in America. It's a huge credit to what Signetti's done, and the rest of that staff.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy how teams that bloom like that. Usually teams like that they kind of like fade away soon. Or either the coach may take another job somewhere, but they did a good job locking in Signetti. So shout out to them boys, them Hoosiers up there. What's y'all thought on Michigan getting Utah coach winning? Is it Winningham?
Um, Willingham, I think.
Willingham?
I think it's a great hire. It's a great hire. That dude, what he did at Utah, um, obviously they weren't like a huge powerhouse, but they were very good consistently. They were always good. Um, and I think just obviously you're at Michigan now, more resources, more recruiting firepower. His teams have always been tough, always. And like he's gonna bring that mindset back to Michigan. Not that it was gone for so long. Like obviously they got some rebuilding to do with kind of everything that's happened, but you're gonna get a tough Michigan team, and they're gonna play great defense and they're gonna run the ball. And then obviously they got this young quarterback that they could build around. So I mean, I think it was a home run hire to be honest. And he kind of fell in their lap because I believe he was just getting out of coaching. Um, when he was leaving Utah, they had already had a head coach coming in for him, Morgan Scalley, who is the head coach there now. So I think they were transitioning him, just kind of going into retirement, and I mean, it just kind of worked out perfectly. But he's a badass coach, and I think Michigan hit the lottery with this one.
I spent 21 years at Utah, and they've been a good team in his whole tenure. That's a home run hit if you got, like Johnny said, man. Every time we see in Utah, I feel like we actually watched them play once in a bowl game. Actually, Brett Hundley happened to be the quarterback then. They were a good defense, a good competing team. So I think he's going to bring that same energy over to Michigan that he had at Utah. So it'd be interesting to see for sure.
Was he right after Urban Meyer?
I want to say, yeah.
It sounded like the years lined up.
Yeah, I want to say yes, he was.
I just find it. I find it crazy. I I think it's a good hire for Michigan for sure. I just find it crazy how you just told Utah you consider in retirement, and that's why you dropped down. And down now that Michigan calls like, shit, I could coach a few more years. So I
Well,
go
it's
ahead.
funny though, because about 5 years ago, the same situation. Like, he's kind of been on the way out for a little bit. So he was on the way out, and then the defensive coordinator Morgan Scalley, there was a scandal that happened. He like mistakenly sent a text message to a recruit, and it said like, I don't know what it said, but I think it was like something like that could have been perceived as racist or something like that. So like Morgan Scalley was always the like head coach in waiting, and then that happened. So Whittingham stayed for the last few years or whatever, and then so like this was always the plan for Utah. It just happened a little later than they wanted to.
So do you think it was more of his decision to leave, more of a decision of like, hey, we're good enough to win the Natty, but you're just not getting us over the hump? Do you feel like it was a Utah decision where they was like trying to save face there?
Probably a little bit of both. It's probably mutual. It was mutual. I'm almost confident in that it was a mutual parting ways, and like it was always in the agreement that Morgan Scalley was going to be the next head coach.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's the head coach now?
Yeah,
Or
he was the D
Utah?
coordinator there for a long time.
Yeah. Well, since we on the college football topic, I was thinking of something Aaron sent it in a group where like they was doing like the giraffe. They was doing and they only did the NFC West. So if y'all down for it, do y'all want to do like a college football draft? And we could do like the whole. I would like to break it down like by conference, and it doesn't have to be just current players. It could be anybody. But like do a conference at a time, and we'll like do the ACC today, and then do others another time. Y'all cool with that?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So how it will work is we will do a AC, basically a quarterback or running back, two receivers, and a wild card. Right. You can use it for a tight end. You can use it for another running back. You can use it for a receiver. So you get 5 picks. Unless y'all want to have tight end be one of the picks. I think we can just leave it as wild card.
Yeah, leave that out.
Okay. And then we'll do ACC. Now, I don't know how we want to determine the order, but I can use chat real quick. But basically, what we will do is choose somebody that played in the ACC. Now, obviously, right now you have like it's shifted a lot. You had teams like Stanford and Cal in the ACC now. So the rule is they had to play on that team while they was in the ACC. So you can't use an all-time Stanford player that played in the Pac-12. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So
No.
I just did the order, and the order is Miles is up first. Then I will be second. Then Johnny, you will be third, and it will be a snake draft. So Johnny, you'll have back-to-back picks. I'll be next, and then that second round will end with Miles. So whenever you are ready, Miles, you will get the first pick. This is all ACC college football draft.
Oh man, give me Lamar Jackson at number one.
You got Lamar Jackson number one. I'm going to go with Sammy Watkins as my number one pick.
I am going to go with Calvin Johnson at wide receiver. Shout out Georgia Tech. And then I'm going to come back at quarterback, and then I'm going to take Deshaun Watson.
Is it
Um,
back to me?
no. Uh, this is tough. This is real tough. And sorry, I don't know if I said it already. And I'm not gonna pick a team from this team just because I just said it. But Notre Dame will count as ACC since they're affiliated with the ACC, but not with football. So we could count Notre Dame in the ACC. With my second pick, I will be choosing. F it. We're gonna go with Clinton Portis, running back,
Mm,
Miami.
pick. That's a good pick.
Now you have back.
Damn, this is tough. Damn, since we going back in the vault, give me. Do we get one defensive player, or how many defensive players do we get?
I didn't say defensive players, but we could add that if y'all want.
No, it's fine. Give me Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne, out of the University of Miami.
And then you go back to back.
And for okay. Let me get. Let's see.
I'm surprised you didn't go Haynes King, boy. Johnny.
Fuck, bro. It's kind of tough. Let me go back to the well. Let me go back to my what's his name? Hey, Jimmy Graham out of Miami.
Yep.
Jimmy Graham. Give me Jimmy Graham.
Good pick, good pick. All right. I got Sammy, Clinton Portis. For my wide receiver, give me Peter Warwick, Florida State.
Peter Ward. Huh.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right. For running back, give me Jim Brown. Played at Syracuse. And then wide receiver, give me Larry Fitzgerald, who played at Pittsburgh.
Ooh, yeah, you could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Damn.
What are the other positions? I got wild card and what else?
You get one running back, one quarterback, two wide receivers, and a wild card.
Oh yeah.
So, at QB, I am going to take Michael Vick, Virginia Tech.
It's tough. It's tough. Damn.
So you got back-to-back picks.
I was back on me. Let me get D Hop, DeAndre Hop. Did anyone take him?
Nah, you got him.
Let me get D Hop. And then for wild card, so wild card can be anything, right?
Yeah. Well, offensively.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Nah. Let me.
You want a defensive player that bad, huh?
Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah. Let me get one of them. I guess he went both ways anyway. So for my wild card, let me get Deion Sanders. Give me primetime Sanders. Give me primetime.
My last wild card is going to be C.J. Spiller, Clemson.
My wild card is going to be Michael Irvin out of Miami.
Okay.
So go ahead, Miles, name your team, and then I'll name mine, and then Johnny will name his.
So my team was Lamar Jackson, Reggie Wayne, DeAndre Hopkins. At tight end, I had Jimmy Graham. My wild card was Deion Sanders. I didn't get a running back, but my running back would have been Dalvin Cook.
Ain't know what my running back would have been. You went all.
I thought we weren't supposed to pick a tight
end. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, I thought we. Well, what was it? We just doing
quarterback. Dalvin Cook is your running back. Johnny, we both get a defensive guy. One defensive guy.
All right.
All right, go ahead and pick yours.
I'm going Julius Peppers.
I'm gonna go with. It's between two guys, but I will take Luke Kuechly.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and rename your team, Miles.
All right. So I had Lamar Jackson at quarterback, Reggie Wayne, DeAndre Hopkins. I ended up picking Jimmy Graham. For running back, I had Dalvin Cook, and then my wild card was Deion Sanders.
Okay. I got my quarterback was Mike Vick. Running back was C.J. Spiller, but I also got running back Clinton Portis with Peter Warwick, Sammy Watkins, and then my defensive guy was Julius Peppers.
I got Deshaun Watson at quarterback, Jim Brown at running back, Calvin Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald, and Michael Irvin are my wide receivers, and then I got Luke Kuechly on defense.
Yeah, that was tough. So if you are here in the chat or comment below, let us know who won that draft. Who are some names we missed for sure? Who are some names you were thinking about?
I was thinking about Phillip Rivers for quarterback.
I was thinking like Trevor Lawrence. You got Trevor Lawrence out there. You got Phillip Rivers. You got Donovan McNabb. I think there was in the ACC during this time, but Pat White. Before they moved to the Big 12.
You got
Pat
Dan
White.
Marino, Pittsburgh.
Steve Slayton.
Who else?
Drake May.
Jameis.
Great. Yeah, good old Jameis.
Jameis. Matt Ryan at Boston College.
Yeah.
Torrey Holt went to NC State.
Daniel Jones, yeah.
Anquan
Marcus
Bolden.
Vick.
Oh, Marcus was cold.
So yeah, for defensive guys, you have guys like Lawrence Taylor, Ray Lewis, and things like that. And guys like that, Warren Sapp.
Yeah. You could pick anybody off that Miami defense.
Travis Etienne. I almost said Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love, yeah.
I was about to say The Rock, boy.
I was about to say Roman Reigns.
You didn't even get the best tight end from Miami.
Who?
Jeremy Shockey. Or Kellen
Oh,
Winslow.
shit.
Or
They got so many good.
Damn.
Greg
Wait,
Olsen.
Jimmy Graham didn't even go to Miami. You think of Kellen Winslow.
Oh, shit. Where'd Jimmy Graham go?
Wait, did he go to Miami?
He went to Miami. Yeah, he did.
Did he?
I think he did.
Yeah, he did. He went to Miami.
I'm about to say.
That's damn near. I know they say Iowa's tight end you, but shit, Miami.
Well, yeah, it was a certain time for sure. But like, I feel like Greg Olsen was better. I feel like there.
They were stacked. I didn't realize, damn, hella tight ends. Damn, they might be tight end you. Low key.
But I'm sure there's a lot of players we missed. I don't even know if y'all are searching players up or not. But I feel like I was searching the schools up. I was trying to figure out who was all in the ACC and then try to jog my memory from there. But yeah, there's a lot of players we missed. I'm sure of it. But it's a good amount of folks that came out the ACC for sure. So we'll do another one next time. Hopefully we can get more people. We should probably limit it to people we played or we seen play. I was not expecting Jim Brown.
Boy, when
Y'all
Johnny
know
Cole,
history.
Johnny trying to have the baby boomers in our comments, boy.
Okay. I remember when I seen Jim Brown. Bro, you listen to him on the radio, bro. Like,
Oh shoot.
we have time for one more.
Yeah.
Not college, but I was gonna say I came up with the game. It's basically, do they deserve a statue? And what I'll do is I'll read off a list of players, and we basically say yay or nay if they deserve a statue. But this will be for the NBA. So I have a list of 10 players. I'm gonna just read it off, and y'all tell me yes or no, and then we can go
Yeah.
from there.
And are you saying the player with the team? Because there's guys like, and I'm not sure if he's on the list, but there's guys like Kawhi, who's wanted in Toronto. But you saying like just Kawhi just needs a statue anywhere, or he needs a statue in Toronto? Like, are you putting that into it, or just saying the name?
That could be a topic of conversation because I definitely. So we'll just start off with Kawhi because um, he has won a championship in San Antonio and he has won one in Toronto. Do we feel like he deserves a statue? If for both, actually.
I think Toronto for sure because he brought the only championship to Toronto. I think they should do the statue of his shot over Embiid. I think that would be pretty cool. San Antonio, I don't think he'll get a statue just because yes, he won Finals MVP, but like he wasn't as polished as Toronto as he was in Toronto and as he is now.
I say no. He didn't spend enough time with either team to get a statue. And just winning one championship to me shouldn't constitute you getting a statue.
But it's the fact that he's their only championship. Like
Right.
if you
He wasn't.
like
He wasn't the only one on the team.
he was the best one on the team though.
Yeah, but they had a good
Very
team.
true.
I know
They did
but
have Tim
when you-
Duncan.
When you
And
scored,
of course, Spurs.
when you scoring like 25 plus, and like those players was on that team before Kawhi got there, and they just couldn't get the job done. I think it serves a purpose to be like, okay, like he was very special. Now I agree that okay, he wasn't on the team enough, and he didn't sign the extension. But I think the fact that they didn't do it with Vince Carter, they didn't do it with Chris Bosh. Shit, when Vince Carter was there, people didn't even know they had basketball in Canada. So I think it is special. It is a special thing because like there's still about 10 organizations that doesn't have a championship at all. So I think if you are the one to bring a championship here, especially for how long they've been in the league, I think they are good for a statue.
Okay.
What
That
you
was
think,
one of the more
Mark? Are
controversial.
you keep your answers?
I mean, y'all had y'all answers, so I'll say yes. I think he deserves one for both Toronto and San Antonio. Just for, I mean, he would honestly have 2 rings in Toronto if Ray Allen or in San Antonio if Ray Allen never hits that 3. So his legacy cemented.
I just think there's a higher standard in San Antonio, so that's why he shouldn't get a statue there.
It's fair. Okay, so number 2, this should be a no-brainer. Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Yes,
Anthony.
yes. Sorry, I was seeing who all had statues in San Antonio. Sorry, but yeah,
Nikola Jokic.
yes.
LeBron James.
Then you ain't gonna let Johnny answer.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
I mean, not yet, but yeah, at the end of his career, if he, yeah.
He damn near deserve one right now, in my opinion.
I feel like statues are like, sacred. Like, you just can't hand a statue out to someone just because they've won one championship. Like, does Jalen Hurts deserve a statue in front of the Eagles Stadium? No, he does not. Like,
Sure.
you know, you have like Steph Curry, for example. He's been with the Warriors for X amount of years, 4 titles. All like, yes, he deserves one, no brainer. Nikola Jokic has been there for how long? 1 title. Like,
I think they got 2.
Look,
do they have 2?
No, they got one.
Well,
But
yeah,
Johnny,
Oh, okay, never mind.
Allen Iverson got a statue with Philly. Like, do you think he's not deserving of a statue?
No, like he is known as a 76er. What he did for that organization was impactful, right? Yes, he deserves a statue for what he did for that organization, right? Over the course of time he was there. Jokic has not been there long enough for me to be like, yeah, he deserves, like, he could be on a different team next year, you know? And that's just the nature of the NBA. So if he spends the next 10 years in Denver, yeah, sure.
I feel like Jokic and Iverson probably spend the same amount of times at their respective clubs, teams, and Jokic definitely had more impact than Iverson did with Philly. So that's why I was like, I don't know, it to a lot of places, and it really matters on impact, right? Because Iverson, cold guy, like he didn't win the championship, no, but what he meant to the 76ers, like there's a reason why I think even Charles Barkley got a statue with Philly, like just what they meant. So if those I'm thinking like I want to think when I'm thinking of statue, I want to see where that organization is and how that person impacted that organization. So if you would have said Jokic for like the Lakers, if he played on the Lakers, definitely not right. He didn't do enough. For the Celtics, he didn't do enough, right? But a team like Denver for Kawhi when he got Toronto, I'm just putting it to the standard of what that organization is at right there. And then,
That's fair.
I'll ride with that.
oh,
So next
you,
one
you could
was.
skip the next name. I don't even know why you bringing up LeBron, bro.
I mean, that's fine. We could come back to that one. That's fine. 'Cause
Maybe how
there's a
many
lot of
teams he will
controversy.
have a statue with? Do you
Right.
think he'll have a statue with the Lakers?
I mean, yeah, he's broke all the records there. I think he'll get a statue. In
I
Los
think
Angeles.
for sure Miami and Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
He should get a plaque.
We'll move on from that one.
Ovation.
Okay, so Joel Embiid, 76ers.
No.
If Iverson got one, I think he'll get it. If
Oh,
Barkley got one, I think
come
he'll
on.
get it. Do I think he deserved one? I'm just once again doing it to their standards. That's their standard, then yes.
Okay.
No.
Johnny, no?
Mm-mm.
That's tough. I mean, he wasn't he like unanimous MVP one year? Like, I just feel like Joel Embiid in his prime.
But he was in-
They gave him the pity MVP because Jokic kept winning it. And then they were like, man, we just got to switch it up. And they gave it to him. So he hasn't touched the NBA Finals.
Very true.
And dude can't stay healthy. I'm good.
There's
fair.
an argument. There's an argument that Jokic should have 5 straight for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just like
Yeah, facts.
LeBron in his prime. Like, LeBron could have been winning it over and over again, but it was just like voter fatigue.
Yep.
You know, they want to switch it up.
That's when people start switching up the description of MVP and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little creative. All right. So next one's James Harden, Houston.
Yes.
I,
I'm gonna say yes.
Damn,
God,
it's tough.
just handing statues out now.
Yeah. Because it's not
No.
like it's the Hall of Fame. It's not like it's the whole NBA deal, right? And obviously he's a Hall of Famer, but to that organization, he's gonna get a statue.
What did he do for that organization?
He got him the MVP.
Yeah. He was their best player for almost a decade. Like, damn near best player in the league.
He made them relevant for about 5 years. And I mean, if that's the standard, once again, like you hate it to be that, but shit, the Wizards would love to have that James Harden run. The Charlotte would love to have that James Harden run. The Sacramento Kings will love it, right? But some of these organizations not even seeing any percent of what James Harden done for Houston.
It's facts. All right.
Granted, you're naming all Hall of Famers, so it's hard to say.
All right. These are all the mainstream guys that we all know of. So next one would be Kevin Durant.
Yes,
That- okay,
Oklahoma
so-
City. Yes.
I don't know if they'll give him one. That's tough.
I think they got to. They got to.
It'll be the
That
same
man
for-
birthed basketball in OKC.
I
of
mean,
yeah.
I think they should, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll give one.
Shea
They're
getting
gonna
one
give
before
Russell
him for
Westbrook
sure.
one for sure.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna get Shea.
Well, actually,
I mean, Shea no doubt is gonna get one. I don't even think like Shea's in the same position as Jokic. Like you brought a championship to Oklahoma City, where who would think about Oklahoma City?
Side note: bring back MVP speeches in the press conference in front of the team, and stop doing these award shows and all this. Like the KD MVP speech, Steph's MVP speeches, even Westbrook's like all those speeches that were like very I don't even know what the word I'm thinking of, but like it was just him and the team talking to his intimate. Yes, it was very intimate and like from the heart. Like these award show speeches are very performative and all this stuff. Like it's not always doesn't feel genuine, but like that KD MVP speech sticks out to my head. Like that's one of the best things.
It's
I've
all
seen
money,
out
bro.
here.
How can we generate more money?
Yeah.
okay. So I'll say a throwback one. I don't know if he got one already, but I know he got elected into the Hall of Fame. But Dwight Howard, Orlando Magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
We said, well, I'm saying yeah there.
That man was
Haven't heard no
Superman.
yet.
I would have said no to Joel Embiid, but knowing that Charles Barkley got one with Philly, I was like, okay, like Joel Embiid done.
Yeah,
He brought an MVP, so
it's fair. All right. So next I got Russell Westbrook, OKC.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They love that man. He come back to play and they'll give him a standing ovation every time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And last one, I got Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my 10. I think we all kind of agreed. I think the only one that was kind of controversial was Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid was
Kawhi
controversial.
too.
Kawhi. Yeah.
I could
LeBron.
give no for Kawhi.
Yeah.
What you say?
LeBron was controversial. I said LeBron was controversial on the Lakers, but I see how it could go the other way with no statue just because. I mean, he did win a championship. I will say that, but a lot of people don't give him no credit for it, but that's fine. And he hasn't won an MVP in LA, so I feel like that kind of does take away from things a little bit, but he has made LA relevant since the time of Kobe Bryant, so you definitely got to give him that. Production wise, it hasn't been the best.
Yes, sir. Johnny, you got an activity for us before we close out?
I could think of one.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We got time. Unless y'all don't.
Let me see. What is okay, let's go NFL because that's off the top of my head. If you could put any quarterback that's not in the playoffs, so obviously you have a few teams who are still trying to get in, whatever. But like think about the teams that are in the playoffs right now. Think of the teams that are not in the playoffs and their quarterbacks. If you were to take one of those quarterbacks from the teams that are not going into the playoffs and put them on a playoff team and go on a Super Bowl run, which quarterback are you picking right now?
Is it assuming healthy or the state of what that player is right now, like Pat Mahomes?
Right now, what they're playing right now.
Okay, Joe Burrow.
Bro.
That's a good one.
And what team would you put him on?
I ain't gonna disrespect Brock, so I'm not gonna say the Niners. Go ahead and say your answer, Miles, while I think.
I don't know if the Chargers made it, but give me Herbert. Give me Herbert.
They made it.
They made it.
They made it.
Damn, they made it. Damn. All right, damn. So I can't use that one. Fuck. All right, give me a second to think about my answer.
I feel like if you put Joe Burrow on Philly, they'll be unstoppable.
That's a good pick.
Just
That's a good
because,
pick.
like, you got those two guys on the outside. Now, Jalen Hurts, he does well, but I feel like Joe Burrow's throwing threat is a lot better than Jalen Hurts. So if you match that up with Saquon Barkley and those other guys on the outside, good luck.
I think Joe Burrow's the easy one. The other one I'm thinking of is Dak. I mean, he had a hell of a year statistically, but I think Joe Burrow's the easy one. But I would put him on the Seahawks, and I'd put Darnold on the bench.
Okay.
I don't really trust Sam Darnold.
You not picking Brissett? Speaking of QBs, all right. I'm going to say a name. I'm going to say a name of QB, and y'all let me know if they're going to be on their current team or not next season.
Miles had his pick.
Oh, my
Man,
bad.
you damn near skipped me, bro. God dang. I'll go let you rock. Nah, but I was gonna say, put Goff on the Rams. I feel like
Damn,
not the Rams, the Colts. Nah, put him on the Colts. My bad. Put him on the Colts.
Colts are out. Colts are out.
Yeah. Oh,
Put him on the Patriots. Let's do that.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
no. Hell nah. We cool. Damn.
Yeah, I think the easy answer is Joe Burrow for real.
Joe.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, and then I'll get y'all unless y'all got something after. I'm gonna say a quarterback's name. You let me know if they're gonna be on their current team or not next season. Kirk Cousins
Yes.
Yeah, he'll be there.
gonna be on the Falcons. All right, Kyler Murray.
No.
No.
No. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tua. I'm not even gonna say
No.
it. Tua.
No. Shouldn't be, at least.
Geno Smith.
Yes.
No. But he'll probably be a backup.
Lamar Jackson.
I'm gonna
We
say
talking about
no.
this. Yeah.
You saying no,
Yeah, I'm
Mom?
kind of leaning towards no. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards no.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Daniel Jones.
Yes.
You think they're gonna pay him?
Yeah. I mean, who else are they gonna sign? Philip Rivers again?
Yeah, Daniel Jones gonna stay.
Tua.
God, no.
Let me see. Justin Fields.
Nah, that's it for him.
When you say that's it, you talk about he's out the league.
Who's gonna? I mean, he needs to do what Terrell Pryor did and change positions. Cause, I mean, he's been given every chance with 3 different teams now, and it's like we've seen it, man. It ain't working.
Well, that's all. The
Yeah,
quarterbacks
Justin
I
gone, bro. My bad.
Nah, that's all the quarterbacks I have for y'all. So we're gonna wrap this thing up. Appreciate y'all tuning in once again. This is Uncalled For. Please share, subscribe, tell your family at the family gatherings at New Year's to follow us. Shout out Nisi for putting their 2 cents in. But we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Happy New Year. We out.